The crisis started as a financial crisis. It became an economic crisis, then an employment crisis. Over 34 million jobs have been lost in the world as a result of the crisis. What is worse, lots of people drop out of the labor market, even in the US. We see that unemployment figures go down, but employment figures also go down, which means that people leave the labor market, they drop out of the labor market. We also know that once you drop out of the labor market, it's very difficult to retrieve a new job, participate, and so on. So what I mean is that it's the question now is whether what has become a labor market crisis could become a social crisis. To what extent can society stand a situation where the origins of the crisis, the financial system, have not been reformed? Before the crisis, there was a very significant increase in income inequalities. I know in the US, median wages had not increased very much in real terms. According to some estimates, they had stagnated those wages. That's why actually people borrowed and so on. So there was increase in inequality before the crisis, and then after the crisis, it seems it is hitting disproportionately innocent victims from the crisis. So again, in prospect, there is a further increase in inequality aggravated by very limited employment prospects. So to what extent, and that's my third thought, is society able to stand this new situation? I'm lucky to be here in the US where people tend to be more optimistic. I just read recently an opinion poll where US people tend to be optimistic about the future and so on. The polls are very different. For example, in France, people tend to be very pessimistic in general, even when things go well. People complain all the time. You just have to take a taxi in Paris to understand that immediately. How people comment, the events and so on. But even controlling for country-specific kind of idiosyncrasies, still it is the case that there are perceptions that the developments before the crisis were unequal, and the response to the crisis might be becoming unfair, which for the World Day on Justice is a real issue.